the hard way of communicating, the softer way, the empathy, the emotion. How do I switch in meetings between all of those different emotions? And you had a great example of that in a meeting, I think, where you had a team from people coming from all over the place. What did you do?
Yeah. So it's funny that you mentioned that. I used to work the management team where we were around 12 or 14 different nationalities. So bringing all of us together in a single room was always a challenge. From the way we sit to the way we talk, as you mentioned, from the way some people take notes, some don't, and it's funny because if you don't know your audience, when you're presenting something to a team of so many different nationalities, your message can definitely be lost. And you need to take some time before the meeting to prepare and understand what they're expecting to see. Some people really need to just absorb the information, get the facts. They don't have time for chit chat. They don't want to know about your family. And it's not that they're trying to be rude or disrespectful. It's just that they're there to work, and in their minds, all they want is to make sure that you respect your time, the time that was allocated for that meeting, that you bring the point across, and then that you leave. Other people, it's part of their values and their customs to talk to you. How's your family? How are you doing? Did you sleep well? Did you exercise? Did you have breakfast? Like it's funny because these things are important to them. It's part of the way that they connect to each other. And if you don't spend that time connecting with them or having that small talk, they can take you as a very rude person and immediately just shut off because they don't want to listen to you because you didn't bother to ask how their children were. So it's like riding a bike, and then you have all these balls in the air that you want to make sure that you don't drop any of them, because you need to be mindful of all of the people in the room. You mentioned handshakes. In certain cultures, a woman cannot shake the hand of a male, and you have to be respectful of that. And it's really awkward when a guy comes into the room and he starts shaking everyone's hand, and then this female has to take a step back. Not because she wants to be disrespectful, but for her culture or religion, it's not appropriate. So how do you manage these type of situations? As I said, I think the first thing is know your audience, know where they're coming from. If you have Europeans, North Americans, Latin Americans, if you have Asian people, and depending on that, you can tailor a little bit of the way that you present so that you can make sure that the message comes across effectively to all of them. Obviously, you can't be doing this every single time, but if it's the same group of people, eventually you're able to have a good relationship with them in a way that they respect who you are, because you can't get lost in the process, and also you respect who they are, and you're mindful of their value system, their beliefs, the background that they bring. But always remember that everyone brings so much to the table that if you're able to tap into their knowledge, into who they really are, you can get an amazing result out of this team, and all of these people blend together and doing something, united for a common goal.